Welcome to the Elizabethtown Area High School Commencement Ceremony. At this time, please stand for the singing of the National Anthem by seniors Josh Coble, Emma Creason, Casey Hartman, and Elise Hayden.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Good job, guys.
Good evening. My name's Karen Nell, and it's my pleasure to be the superintendent at Elizabethtown Area School District. Before I get started, may I please have a round of applause for our high school orchestra, as well as those who did the national anthem. Welcome, family, friends, distinguished guests, administration, faculty, staff, board members, and most importantly, the Elizabethtown Area High School class of 2023. As the newly named superintendent of schools, I am proud and grateful to be standing before you this evening as we celebrate our students. Class of 2023, you did it. You deserve to reflect and be proud of your growth and accomplishments over the past 13 years. Tonight, we have all gathered here for one reason: you. Graduation is an important milestone in anyone's life. You've worked hard, you've persevered, you have encouraged and supported one another. But it is a particularly sweet accomplishment when you also navigated high school through a global pandemic. That does deserve a round of applause. Now we celebrate you. You set a goal and you achieved it. Every one of you embodies our Life Ready model. You've developed enough knowledge, skills, social and emotional resiliency, and civic awareness to enter the next chapter of your life. You are ready to live, learn, and thrive in a global community. In this class of 2023, 17% of you are going directly into the workforce. 60% are attending post-secondary institutions to further your education, and 3% of you are joining the armed forces to serve our country. "70 members of this class were honored with 104 district and community-sponsored scholarships and awards totaling over $103,000. Four members of the class were inducted into the National Technical Honor Society. 45 members of the class were inducted into the T.H. Ebersole chapter of the National Honor Society, and 16 students were Atalo Scholars. 22 students completed their pre-apprenticeship certification. 2 students completed the National Occupational Competency Testing certification, and 48 students received industry certifications from the Career and Technology Center. 31 members were eligible to participate in our winter graduation this past February, with 7 members of your class already receiving their high school diplomas. Because of the efforts and leadership of the seniors before us tonight, multiple athletic teams achieved success both on and off the fields, court, track, range, mat, and bowling alley. 20 student athletes have committed to continuing their athletic career while pursuing a college degree. All of the experiences of the class of 2023 and the path each of you has chosen should help you to continue to pursue your dreams. May we please have one more round of applause for all these incredible young adults. This is an incredibly exciting time of your life, but we do need to be real for a moment here. I don't want to disappoint you, but your life after high school will not be without its challenges. Ask your parents, your grandparents, your older siblings. There is no magical secret to success as an adult. A switch does not flip after graduation, providing you with answers and insights into all of life's great mysteries. However, hope and optimism for your future, your goals, and your dreams can center you or ground you during difficult times, helping you to put one foot in front of the other, even if it's in a boot, as you navigate the next chapters of your life. It will take grit and determination, but you can do this. You will do this. We all believe in you. As I conclude my remarks this evening, I'd like to share a poem that I found as I was preparing for tonight. The poet is unknown, but the poem is called Always Be, and I think it offers some good advice as you prepare for your next chapter. Always be understanding of your enemies. Be loyal to your friends. Be strong enough to face the world each day. Be weak enough to know you cannot do everything alone. Always be generous to those who need your help. Be frugal with what you need yourself. Be wise enough to know that you do not know everything. Be smart enough to continue learning. Always be willing to share your joys. Be willing to share the sorrows of others. Be a leader when you see a path others have missed. Be a follower when you are shrouded by the midst of uncertainty. Always be the first to congratulate an opponent who succeeds. Be the last to criticize a friend who fails. Be sure when your next step will fall so that you do not tumble. Be sure of your final destination by setting your goals along the way. Above all, always be yourself. Class of 2023, all of you have a bright future ahead of you, and we look forward to hearing your many accomplishments as you move forward. Regardless of your path, please continue to develop and nurture healthy, productive life goals and be willing to continue to put in the hard work and effort to achieve them. Please take the time to reflect and be grateful for what you have and thank those people in your life who've been there to support you. It is such an honor and privilege to serve in this district while you've been a student here. As such, you have my well wishes and my prayers. Take on the world and continue to make us proud. No matter where life takes you and the journey you are on, you will always be an E-Town Bear. Congratulations. I'd like to introduce our board president, Mr. Siders.
Good evening, family, guardians, guests, faculty, staff, administration, my fellow board members, most importantly, the class of 2023. I'm deeply honored to be among such a wonderful group of students and to be able to stand with your families and friends in celebrating your journey through not only our school, but our community over the past 13 years. Your story and mine have a similar path and somewhat parallels. Yours started when you began kindergarten. Mine began in 2006 when I was placed on the school board. Yours ends this evening as a student here at Elizabethtown after 13 years. Mine will end at the end of November after 17 and a half years as a member of the school board. And we both will find new paths and new adventures along the way. I have to tell you, the other day I received an invitation in the mail, and allow me to be perfectly candid, at my age, most invitations are nothing more than an offer to sign up for supplemental health insurance for Medicare. But this one was a little bit different. It was actually an invitation to my class reunion, my 50th to be exact. And it made me pause and reflect on tonight, 50 years ago. Who were the speakers? What did they speak about? And I had no idea. And in time, neither will you. So if you're not going to remember, at least allow me to make it short. This evening, I'll bet a little unconventional. I'd like to talk to you about velociraptors, or raptors, the dinosaurs. Hope that many of you are familiar with the carnivorous dinosaur that was made more famous by the Jurassic Park series. My oldest grandson has about 8 of them, each with varying degrees of color, razor-sharp teeth, menacing claws, and for toys, an impressive, intelligent glint in her eyes. Michael Crichton presented these prehistoric monsters as the most dangerous of a monster to be feared. I'm sure I'm dating myself by revealing one of the most memorable velociraptors moments when they somehow managed to figure out how to open up the door and escape. I know a few words escaped me as I watched in agony as these gargantuan creatures with flesh-eating teeth, human-like intelligence, appeared just moments away from consuming the characters in the movie. I believe the majority of us understand that in a tussle with a velociraptor, we humans stand no chance. Raptors are bigger, stronger, possibly smarter, and just downright human hunting, mean, and ferocious dinosaurs. That we all can breathe a sigh of relief, do not roam the earth any longer. Except, this isn't true. Not much presented to us in the Jurassic Park series about dinosaurs should be taken as a fact. Let us focus our attention on the inaccuracy of raptors. First, raptors were never and have never been found in Montana. The scientific name given them is Velociraptor mongolensis, because they were found in what is now Mongolia and China. While being smart was indeed one of their qualities, the advertised near human-like intelligence is highly exaggerated, as their intelligence was akin likely to a chicken or a possum. The main issue with this highly accepted view of the velociraptor is that fossils show us that they were likely the size of a modern-day turkey. Covered in feathers, not scales, as scientists discovered quill knobs on their remains in the year 2007. In fact, raptors are more likely related and resembling birds than the dinosaurs portrayed in Jurassic Park. As both species share wishbones, brooded their nests, possess hollow bones, and were covered in feathers, a far cry from the monster that gave my daughter nightmares with a subtle turn of a doorknob. Yeah, I did that to her a couple times. So why have we accepted that velociraptors are to be feared, revered, and even manufactured as children's toys as a ferocious and near impossible to defeat predator? Well, if we look to Jurassic Park, we can learn that Crichton used a dinosaur called Deinonychus to base his velociraptor character on. but he liked the name Velociraptor better and thus built his entire story around an inaccurate and filled with fallacies image of what a raptor really was. He lied for art. Yet many of us have taken that lie and lived with it as a fact for years. For perspective, this film was released in 1993. So for 30 years, if no longer believe in velociraptors, if they returned to our reality, could tear us apart and would gladly do so without hesitation. I do not tell you this to invigorate you to start a nonprofit defending the velociraptor's image, although if you did, I'm sure you would find a backing for it. No, I tell you this because this evening marks the beginning for many of you. We celebrate and we accept graduation as an end, commencement. But tonight we shall think of it as a celebration of a beginning for each and every one of you. In the beginning of new chapters, new lives, new cities, new responsibilities. One of those responsibilities will be seeking the truth, seeking facts for yourself. For the very first time, you will no longer have a teacher passing out a handout or a list of reliable sources. You alone will be responsible for seeking what is true and what is right, and what, although may be unpopular, is reality. But how do you do it? If you can't trust the great Michael Crichton, who are you to trust? I understand the apprehension. I have just thrown your whole velociraptor knowledge into turmoil. You're allowed to be overwhelmed. It has taken me days to recover from this as well. Over the last 13 years, the majority of you have lived, played, worked, socialized, engaged, struggled, and thrived in the same place, with the same people. This next chapter of your life, for many of you, will be the first chance that you have to meet people with a different zip code, a different area code, and different life experiences than the ones that you've had. You will have conversations, challenges that are markedly different than the way you were raised and educated. Remember, at Elizabethtown, every student graduates ready to live, learn, and thrive in a global community. Malcolm Gladwell, in his work, The Bomber Mafia, discusses many historical pieces. But one of the main themes of the story is that when people believe very firmly in one view of an idea, it can lead to resistance to opening their minds to other ideas that could improve or even counter their beliefs with facts and better information. Gladwell states, and I quote, "The more you invest in a single set of beliefs, the greater the sacrifice you make in the service of that conviction, the more resistant you will be to evidence that suggests that you are mistaken. You don't give up, you double down." End of his quote. Doubling down on our beliefs because you are too scared to be wrong can stifle our potential. It can create stagnation and growth, and ultimately it can be dangerous to be so committed to being right that you refuse to open your heart and mind to a new truth, or even empathize to another person's perspective. Look at the lies we were told about the velociraptor. So my wish for you tonight, as you leave this place in this community and step out on your own for the first time, is that you keep your mind open, that you engage in conversations, and you listen. You listen with compassion, with curiosity, with the intent to connect instead of to conquer. True learning engages at the forefront bravery and courage. And I hope that above all else, what we have enabled you to have after 13 years is a courageous spirit to engage with all people with ideas of bravery. Never accept the velociraptor truths, no matter how cinematically pleasing they may be. Question, conversate, and bravely seek the facts and the truth. President John F. Kennedy said, and I quote, "The great enemy of truth is very often not to lie, deliberate, contrived, and dishonest, but to myth, persistent, persuasive, and unrealistic. Too often we hold fast to the cliches of our forebears. We subject all facts to a prefabricated set of interpretations. We enjoy the comfort of opinion without the discomfort of thought." I know that I echo everyone's sentiment in this community as we celebrate and anxiously await to see the impact you have on the world, class of 2023. And as you have done here in Elizabethtown for the past 13 years, continue to bust myths, break barriers, and make the world better than you found it. Congratulations, class of 2023.
Good evening, family, friends, teachers, administrators, school board members, and most of all, members of the class of 2023. We are honored to share this time with you. You've earned this recognition, so take the time to savor it. In addition, please take the time to thank the individuals in the room who had some part playing to help you arrive at this moment. They've instilled values in you, and it's these values that have helped you become the person you are today. The theme of this talk tonight is connections, why they're important, and how connections may look differently in your life, let's say in about an hour. This evening, like many graduation ceremonies, it's all about you, the class of 2023, the young adults here who spent the last 13 years in education, most of them here in E-Town, and it's why we call the individual names of this honored event to give each student a spotlight here on the stage. But I do want to take the time to recognize parents and family members who are here tonight, the not so young adults, who may be feeling what we are feeling in this moment. It's my guess these folks in the forefront here are feeling one of two emotions. The first is pride. There is a lot of bright, talented individuals wearing caps and gowns here tonight. The accomplishments you made over the last few years, the potential you demonstrate for future success has been recognized and easily seen by all of us here in the audience. Your contributions to our lives, the lives of others, and the greater community fills us with pride every day, thinking we had some small part to play in your feats and abilities. The second motion is, and there's just no other way to say it, it's jealousy. We are flat out jealous of this group. What the future holds for you, and like the title of the Dr. Seuss book, some of you might be getting as a graduation gift, we're jealous of the places you'll go. Some of us may even take a quiet moment this evening and reminisce about our own senior year, but there's also another story of emotion, an emotion of jealousy. Jealousy is also about losing someone, or a relationship that's important to us. We here in the audience and on the stage now have to watch the class of 2023 venture off in different directions. Parents, it really didn't seem like that long ago you were ready to send your child off to the high school for their freshman year with that sense of hope, hoping they wouldn't get lost, hoping they'd find success in their endeavors, and hoping they'll have a group of friends to share their new experiences with. Now you're sending it off into true adulthood, hoping for the same things as you did 4 years ago. At class assemblies at the start of the school year, we use a phrase, "find your den," to play on the words of our bear mascot. We use the phrase, "find your den," to emphasize the importance of students finding groups of individuals with the same interest to help them grow, offer support, and join them in celebration. We stress the importance of connections, especially with our freshmen as they embark on the new educational journey. Whether you're a teacher, parent, family member, after tonight, we may lose some connection we've made with our graduating seniors. Class of 2023, I'd like to leave you with 3 thoughts on the importance of connections in your life as you walk out the doors of LCBC as a confirmed graduate of Elizabethtown Area School District. First, stay connected to your roots. Always remember where you came from and who helped you get here. Always act with integrity through values instilled in you by family, faith, or experiences. Use these values as guideposts to live a meaningful life. Be sincere and truthful in your words and deeds. Second, stay connected to each other. There's a reason we graduate as a class. All wear the same commencement regalia, stand and sit in unison. As humans, we're meant to be together, live as a society. It is likely the last time this class will all be together in one space. You are blessed with technology that keeps you connected well past the night. Most of us in the audience had to defer to signed yearbooks in order to find out where our classmates were going. Keep in touch, continue to share each other's ups and downs, successes and failures, good times and bad. Just because you leave tonight as graduates doesn't mean your relationships can't evolve into something else, just as you will evolve in the coming years. Continue to stay connected to your E-Town den. And lastly, take time to connect with yourself. Please don't purchase that new iPhone, that Jeep you've had your eye on, or those overpriced coffee drinks. Spend and invest in yourself. You are your own greatest asset. What you invest in yourself now will pay dividends in the future. Read more books, plan a trip, or hopefully trips. Take care of your physical form, meet new people, learn a new skill, and have new experiences. There's a quote from the great children's television icon, Mr. Rogers, I use frequently. I believe it encompasses this idea in a very simple way, thinking about connections. He said, you are a very special person. There's only one like you in the whole world. There never will be anyone exactly like you before, and there never will be again. Only you. And people can like you exactly how you are. As you leave E-Town High School, I hope you walk out those doors into a greater world. My hope for each of you and every member of this class of 2023 that you remember the importance of connections in your life. And it's those connections that will guide you in achieving the hopes and dreams you have for yourself. I have no doubt this group of individuals embodies the vision of this district. You're ready to live, learn, and thrive in a global community. Congratulations, seniors. This time we'll be awarding the valedictorian and salutatorian. The valedictorian is a student who achieves the highest weighted grade point average during their 4 years of high school. Elizabethtown Area High School valedictorian for the class of 2023 is Luke Risser. Luke, please stand up. The salutatorian is a student who achieved the second highest weighted grade point average during their 4 years of high school. The Elizabethtown Area High School salutatorian for the class of 2023 is Andrea Rodriguez.
Good evening. Before I begin, I would like to thank all of the parents, guardians, teachers, school staff members, and everyone else that has made our education possible. None of us would be here today without your help. I would especially like to thank my parents, grandparents, brother, and uncle who are here tonight for everything they've meant to me. Words cannot express how blessed I am to have them in my life. I also want to congratulate my fellow graduates for earning your diplomas. I wish you all the best on whatever path you choose to take after high school. Our class, the class of 2023, has had a complicated 4 years of high school. When we were freshmen, our school year was cut short by a global pandemic. Spring classes, activities, and sports seasons were cut off before they even got going. The pandemic interfered with our sophomore and junior years as well. We had to take classes half in person and half on Zoom, which meant that half the class did half as much learning as normal, and the other half of the class tried not to fall asleep while watching in bed. When we returned to fully in-person classes, we still had to wear masks for several months. I legitimately did not know what Mrs. Kint's face looked like until weeks into the semester. On top of the complications of the pandemic, we found ourselves in the midst of one of the most complicated periods of our lives. Between going to school, working part-time jobs, participating in extracurriculars, and making major decisions about our next steps in life, we have had little downtime. Sometimes I find myself longing for the days when my most pressing concern was winning a game of knockout at recess, and writing an essay meant putting a few sentences down on one of those gigantic graphic organizers. As we enter into the more complicated world of adulthood, simplicity might sound like an outdated or childish idea. but I believe that simplicity can still be found in this stage of life, and it might even be exactly what we need. Legendary football coach Lou Holtz said you need just 4 things in life. The first one is something to do. Having something to do is a simple concept, but it's not always an easy one. As we go out into the world this coming year, our something to do might look very different than it has for the past 13 years of school. Whether it's college, a gap year, entering the workforce, or something else, we have all had to go through the process of finding something new to do. Choosing one path may feel stressful, but having a plan, having something to do, makes life simpler. Holtz's second necessity is someone to love. Love is good for your heart in more ways than one. According to the University of Texas at Austin, healthy, loving relationships, both romantic and social, reduce risk of cardiovascular disease, increase life expectancy, boost immune function, decrease the risk of anxiety and depression, and make sleep more restful. In life, just like in tennis, love is the perfect starting point. The third fundamental need is something to believe in. Belief in something higher than yourself helps to order your priorities. Throughout my life, but especially these past 4 years, whenever I've been anxious about my future or frustrated with the way some things are in this world, my faith in God has given me peace of mind. I know that my hope is found in greater things than my earthly worries. When life gets complicated, having a belief system to turn to simplifies things, restoring a sense of perspective about what is truly important. The fourth and final need is something to hope for. Much like having something to believe in, our hopes and goals orient our actions towards something important. Without them, we are aimless. I want you to think of what your hopes are. They can even be something that will be a work in progress for the rest of your life. For example, some of my hopes are to have a deeper relationship with God, a successful college experience, and to become a better tennis player. Simple, though not necessarily easy, goals like these can prevent that dreaded aimlessness and provide purpose instead. When life gets complicated and stressful, remember Coach Holtz's 4 things that everyone needs: something to do, someone to love, something to believe in, and something to hope for. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Hello and welcome to our family and friends, as well as our esteemed faculty, staff, and administrators. And most importantly, congratulations to my fellow members of the class of 2023. The wait is finally over. My name is Andrea Rodriguez, and I am deeply moved and honored to stand before you today. Senior year of high school is a unique time because it's filled with both firsts and lasts, all packed into a few short months. It's the first time we get to wield our seniority over the underclassmen, to snag the best seats in the student section. It's the last time we'll inhale copious amounts of baby powder during Friday night football games. It's the first time we apply to college, get accepted, and frantically search for a roommate who we're hoping won't be a serial killer. And it's the last time we'll share a classroom with our closest childhood friends and companions. Over the past 4 years, we have persevered through countless challenges, from surviving life-ready days to escaping the chaos of the senior parking lot in under half an hour. And who could forget the infamous cafeteria toilet flooding incident of 2020? On a more serious note, we've also endured the trials of the COVID-19 pandemic, witnessed the intense polarization of our political climate, and grappled with the uncertainty of climate change as we've mapped out our futures. Despite these formidable issues, it is individuals such as you and me who wield the power to inspire positive change in others and fearlessly advocate for what is right. Never let anyone tell you that you are not important enough to make a difference. Big change comes from individuals who are brave enough to voice their opinions and ideas, no matter how small they may seem. As former Senator Barbara Mikulski wisely stated, each of us can make a difference. Together, we make change. I remember back in first grade at East High, Mrs. Anderton's class made time capsules to open in 12 years on graduation day. At the time, the year 2023 felt like a million years away. Every once in a while, I would look at that capsule waiting patiently in my closet and eagerly count down the years until I could finally open it. Well, that day has finally arrived, and I truly hope that first grade me had the sense to put something valuable in there. I'm willing to bet that many of you share similar experiences of eagerly anticipating this moment for the past 4 or maybe even 12 years of our lives. But while patience may be a virtue, it makes for a rather boring life simply waiting for milestone after milestone in the hope that these significant moments will somehow transform our lives for the better. It is what we do with the time in between these significant moments that infuses meaning into our lives and to occasions like this. Therefore, I urge each and every one of you to relentlessly pursue your passions, spend time with the people you love, and make a lasting impact in your community. Now, class of 2023, I want you to close your eyes and imagine your younger self in kindergarten. I still see some open eyes out there. Can we please? All right, thank you. Now, think about how excited you were for this very moment. Think about all the hopes and dreams you had for the future. Think about how amazed kindergarten you would be by everything you've learned and the growth that you've made. Think about how proud kindergarten you would be of the person you've become. Now open your eyes, and with the joy of a kindergartner, let's congratulate our classmates and accept our diplomas, because we are almost high school graduates. Thank you all for being part of this momentous occasion, and congratulations once again to the class of 2023.
I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. And that has made all the difference. This is a quote from Robert Frost's poem, The Road Not Taken. It's not clear whether the poet speaks of regret or pride in one's choices. But that's the beauty of this piece. That is a choice we all get to make every single day of our lives. Pride is something we preach as a community. We are bears, loud, proud, and positive. Loud in support of our friends and loved ones, both here tonight and not. Positive in our hopes, dreams, and ambitions for the futures we make ourselves and the lives we impact. But most of all, proud. Proud of the choices we have made leading us to this point, and the times we never gave up. Proud of the roads we've made ourselves, records we've broken year after year, and the memories we'll never quite forget. When we entered high school in 2019, I'm sure a lot of us were worried, maybe even scared. I certainly was among them. The road I had walked to that point was dark and uneven, and I didn't know what waited for me beyond the doors and in the halls of that building. So I chose to reinvent myself, to cut my own path, as I'm sure many of us did when we hit that crossroads. We all found places to feel safe, people to spend time with, and groups to thrive in. But none of us were ready for all of that to be taken away so quickly. March 2020. One day that month, we all went home like any other. Some of us spent the days with friends or partners, or maybe even at sports practice. But then we all started getting emails, 1 week off. And then it was 2 weeks off. And then before we knew it, months. I still remember the feeling of dread when I realized what was happening. Very few of us would step foot into that building for more than a year after that. Self-guided lessons and Zoom calls became the daily patterns. home-recorded gym classes and honor system tests. I truly can't imagine how much harder it was for our teachers to teach students who half the time they couldn't even see. But a little hibernation never bothers a bear. We adapted, learned, kept going, and came back stronger. Each and every one of us. That is worth taking pride in. In late August 2021, most of us were back full-time, give or take the occasional contact trace. Friends were reunited, and it was joyous. Sports were able to resume, and it was invigorating. The E-Town Bears were more unified and powerful than nearly any year prior. Football games sold out with a packed student section. Teams went on to new levels of competition entirely, and a special shout out to the swim team for winning E-Town its first section title in 8 years. We came off the heels of the pandemic ready to fight, learn, and thrive again, more creative and driven than ever before. Our generation learned the hard way that happiness is never a given. The world can shut us away just as easily and quickly as it can liberate us. But I see that not as a missed year, but as proof of our resolve and the lesson of how important it is to take every single day while it's given to us. I look out and see smiles on nearly every face in that crowd, and every one of those smiles is earned. Every one of you has proven that you can overcome the obstacles of labor, the challenges of a global crisis, and the uncertainty of life, and still challenge the world with the unbroken hearts and souls of champions. I can't think of a greater reason to be proud of yourself and those around you. Life will always find a way to challenge you, whether that be paying for college or other post-education, joining the military, or going right into the workforce. But nobody in this room will have it easy. We will all be challenged and struggle. But I don't think any graduating class before us has been more proven in the field of uncertainty. Oscar Wilde once said, "To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist, that is all." We have put so much into our lives that I know every person here has the potential for greatness. But I challenge every one of you to enter the world beyond this, and not to simply exist, but to live. Go make the greatest of every experience you have and every day you are given. For to let happiness and opportunity pass you by is the greatest tragedy of all. Thank you.
As the students are called to receive their diplomas, we respectfully request that you hold your applause to a minimum until all graduates have been announced. It is our hope that you will help us with this in order to facilitate the process.
Elise Marie Hayden. Emma K. Myers. Emma Grace Creason. Elizabeth Marie Dworsick. Broden Riley Quinn. Jade Darlene Wilson. Munia Beatty Kamal. Casey Renee Hartman. Luke Marlon Risser. Luke's diploma will be presented by Mr. Himmelfarb. Andrea Jolie Rodriguez. Adam Scott Mikovitz.
Liam Thomas Abbey. Elena Abigail Alleman. Christian T. Barnes. Aiden Matthew Barnes. Catherine Grace Bearclaw. Catherine's diploma will be presented by her father, Mr. Bearclaw. Asmita Bassnet. Austin Raymond Becker. Madison Christine Bell. Tyler Daniel Bell. Ethan Christopher Bender. Maya A. Barrier. Gavin M. Berry. Christopher Daniel Blantz. Isabella Nicole Blau. Felicia Michelle Bookman. Autumn Mackenzie Bradley. Brady A. Broll. Caitlin Grace Briel. Dane D. Brown, Jr. Sean David Brum. Sage Marie Bryan. Ella Jane Bryant. Parker Quinn Bryant. Calder Russell Burchett. Caleb Y. Burgos Torres. Aiden K. Berkey. Braden I. Burkholder. Aaron J. Bush. Olvine Gabriel Call. Gage B. Caldwell. Bradley Thomas Candy. Cade Michael Capello. Jackson Kyle Carter.
Vincent Chan. Samina Chechek. Logan T. Cicero. Christian Antonio Clapp. Joshua Charles Coble. Destiny Lou Carson. Ryan Catherine Corwin. Harrison Richard Crawford. Ethan Samuel Cronin. Matthew Jaden Cruz. Braden Robert Cummings. Stephanie DeJesus. Aliana Jade Dellinger. Blake William Dice. Jordan Lee Duricio. Jordan's diploma is presented by her mother, Mrs. Duricio. Priscilla Claire Dominez. Owen Nathaniel Dommel. William Jeffrey Dougherty. Lila Sage Dreger. Abby T. Dreisbach. Quinn Harry Dunbar. Ethan Michael Duralja. Carissa R. Dyer. Ryder Jules Eckroth. Brianna Elizabeth Edgel. Karen Chica Ezedebego. Kira Rose Fonestock. Megan Joanna Farlane. Carson D. Farmer. Sophia Noel Finch. Ryan Alexander Finley. Trey Alden Firestone.
Ethan P. Fredericks. Brandon S. Funk. Maxwell Browning Gerhart. Dylan Vaughn Ginder. Victoria Marley Gonzalez. Allison L. Gottschall. Nicholas R. Gray. Adrian Grosh. Tyler Jordan Grubbs. Nathan Michael Gubbins. Madison Brooke Harry. Alexander George Hines. Lily Rayana Heastand. Cohen Matthews Henry. Allison Faye Herr. Carissa Renee Herschel. Lauren Jean Hoffman. Carissa Joy Horst. Paige Sierra Horst. Alexander Hottenstein. Cuckoo 2. Play 2. Colin T. Huggins. Taryn Lee Hummer. Diploma is presented by her father, Mr. Hummer. Zoe Heinecker. Ashton Michael Jones. Julia Rose Joyce. Cody M. Kapskis. Chloe Ann Keyports.
Elizabeth Mary Kime. Tyler J. Kime. Dax Hawthorne Kelly. Elizabeth Hope Curran. Ariel Nicole Kerr. James Richard Kleiner. Taylor Jean Krebs. Nikki Ann Lathrop. Her diploma will be presented by Mr. and Mrs. Kimmel. Brock Azriel Leach. Brendan M. Lehman. Logan J. Lentz. Angelina Leonard. Candace Marissa Levengood. Zachary T. Lippold. Michaela Long. Juan Carlos Lopez. Jared Thomas Louie. Elijah Joseph McFarland. Brianne Elizabeth McNaughton. Ian Robert Mansfield. Nicholas John Mansfield. Rose Irene Manton. Emma Martin. Nicholas Patrick Massia. Mason P. Matinchek. Alicia Ann Matter. Joshua Jeffrey McCoy. Genevieve E. McDonald. Lauren McElhenney. Cole James McKnight.
Paige Victoria Malisen. Connor Scott Mervine. Yadi Mendoza. Elijah Miller. Mariah Olivia Miller. Ty John Malloy. Antonio Montano. Hannah A. Mooney. Shane Ryan Moran. Joshua Michael Morrow. Isaac William Motter. Owen Robert Maurer. Kylie Mumal. Natalie Ann Musser. Isabella Audrey Myers. Matthew R. Nealis. Emma Lynn Neese. Daisy Yelena Neef. Olivia Quinn Neff. Joy Elizabeth Sangay Gafwan. Asher Paul Norwood. Crystal Oliveras. Renee M. Altmans. Jordan Lee Overdorf. Kyrie May Rain Pantanella. Dylan M. Parise. Charlotte Parsons. Kyla Alexa Rose Patterson. Sydney Alexa Pauling. Hannah Gabrielle Powick. Jada Christine Pinkerton. Stefania Pistone. Marissa Lynn Politis. Sydney Dayton Pope.
Eli John Porter. Elijah Charles Polis. Cameron Noel Pritz. Daquan P. Quickle. Mason Hunter Raybuck. Crimson Fire Rafferty. Nevea Rain Rafferty. Brandon James Rain. Hector Ramirez Canales. Jorge Ramirez. Adam T. Reedy. Austin Michael Rittmeyer. Danielis Rentes Gonzalez. Owen Scott Ritalik. Caden Paul Reddig. Tyler James Reinhardt. Caden Joseph Ryder. Jared Michael Richardson. Sophia Richwine. Ava Colette Riley. Aisha Jane Rios. Brett Robert Risser. Giuliani Chantel Rivera. Aiden C. Robinson. Corbin Austin Robinson. Eliana Marie Robinson. Yadiel Rodriguez. Josh Noah Rudy. Angela Sue April Sager. Anthony Manuel Saucedo III. Jacob John Samo. Jesse Samo. Anna Elena Sando.
Oren Schaffner. Emma J. Schlegel. Taven Campbell Schoenberger. Riley Adeline Scott. Abigail Grace Seaton. Dakota Sessaman. Davis Stetson Shepard. Brendan Lee Shireman. Moira Elizabeth Schott. Lily Danielle Simmons. Joshua A. Sine. Riley Helena Sloat. Elsie S. Smith. Grayson Jacob Smith. Mariana Nicole Smith. Mariana's diploma will be presented by her mother, Mrs. Smith. Jean Cassidy Smith Melring. Dean A. Sohnleitner. Isabella Faith Ann Stahl. Caitlin Rose Steffi. Victoria Diane Straley. Christopher Cora Stroop. Mason A. Swinger. Selena Tang. Michaela Marie Taylor. Haley Catherine Taylor. Tanner Lee Taylor. Kendra Faye Templeton. Nathan Edward Thomas.
Austin Matthew Thomas. Jedediah M. Thompson. Bipin Timsina. Lily Lee Troutman. Haley Turner.
Lana May Ulrich. Carolyn May Olsch. Kyle David Valentine. Benjamin Alexander Van Tassel. Benjamin Lucas Wagner. Isaac Leif Walker. Markham George Walter. Zachary R. Wenzel. Brianna Lynn Wertman. Zachary S. Willison. Randy Adam Wilson. Meadow Lynn Winters. Jenna Elizabeth Witters. Hillary Elaine Wolfile. Kinley Stewart Voidis. Rebecca Elise Wynn. Taylor Donovan Yashinsky. Justin Tyler Yegley. Benjamin Hans Yoder. Nathan M. Yawn. Trinity Bo Young. Devin Yu. Zafreen Zalal. Tyler J. Zarfos. Caden T. Zieger. Carly Lynn Zerfy. Dagan Lane Zimmerman. Matthew William Zink. Gabriella Kylie Zook. and Ariana Elizabeth Cole.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome you, to extend my congratulations to the entire class of 2023. Parents and guests, we do have an additional request. Please remain seated until the entire senior class and everyone on the stage has processed out of the auditorium. Again, parents and guests, please remain seated while everyone in the senior class and the stage processes out of the auditorium. At this time, the class of 2023, would you please stand?
And this is the moment we've all been waiting for. And now, by the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and with the students present here today having completed all the requirements set forth by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the Elizabethtown Area School District, it is with pride I present to you the class of 2023 as graduates of the Elizabethtown Area School District. Graduates, to signify your accomplishments, at this time, please move your tassels from the right to the left of your caps. Congratulations.